Do you feel it too? That something is quietly shifting inside of you? It's not loud, not obvious, but it's real. It doesn't feel like a thought or an intuition. It's more like a soft echo, rising from somewhere deep within you, gentle but persistent. Lately, you may have tried to brush it off, keeping yourself busy, blending into your usual routines, but then at night, or in those sudden moments of emptiness, it comes back silent like an unanswered question. Maybe you haven't told anyone, but I know. You're tired. Tired of having to be strong all the time. Tired of always being fine. Tired of needing to understand everything, explain everything, carry everything, while deep down you feel lost in your own self. And maybe you're asking yourself, is there anyone who truly sees me beneath all the words, the smiles, and the polite nods? Dear Gemini, if you're still here reading these lines, it's not a coincidence. The universe only brings us to the things we're ready to understand. And today's message isn't here to confuse you, but to call you home. Home to a part of you that's been silent for a long time. Pushed aside because it wasn't the right time. Because life was too busy. Because other things seemed more important. But you know what? Some things in the soul, if you keep postponing them, become emptiness. And that emptiness, no matter how much you achieve, no matter who surrounds you, no one else can ever truly fill it. If your answer is yes, then leave a comment that says, I am ready to listen to my soul. Just a few words, but they mark the beginning of a whole new journey. And if this video feels like the reminder you needed today, don't forget to like and subscribe, so I can keep walking with you, not just in this video, but all along the path ahead. And now, I want to invite you to pause for a moment. Brew yourself a warm cup of tea or your favorite coffee. Sit down and let me tell you a story. A story that maybe you felt deep in your heart for a long time, but only today, it's finally calling you home. 1. The moment your soul calls you home. Gemini, there are moments in life that come without warning, but the soul knows. It's time to return. Not to a specific place, but to the most authentic version of yourself. The place where your inner voice is never ignored, where your dreams haven't been suffocated by others' expectations, and where your heart still believes it deserves love simply for being itself. If you're a Gemini, and if you're watching this video right at a time when you feel uncertain about the path ahead, then this is not a coincidence. The universe doesn't work by chance. Every soul is called back at the precise moment. It grows weary of chasing what isn't real, and begins to long for something deeper, more genuine. That's when a quiet voice begins to rise. Maybe lately you felt like you're drifting. Not exactly lost, but no longer excited either. The old joys don't move you anymore, and the new plans feel too vague to hold on to. But you know what, Gemini? That sense of disorientation isn't a dead end. It's a mirror inviting you to pause and look deeper, not at the outside world, but into your own eyes. It's time to sit with yourself, breathe deeply, and ask honestly, what am I really living for? What do I still believe in? And why do I feel so empty even when everything seems fine on the outside? Your soul is sending signals. A longing to reconnect, not with the crowd, not with the persona you've built to be loved, but with something more sacred, purer, and truer. This is the moment your soul calls you home. Not loudly, not dramatically, but with immense intensity. And the special thing is, around the 1st of August to 2nd, the sky opens a rare air portal as the Sun, Mercury, and Uranus align to create a clear flow of awakening, activating the deep intelligence within you. You don't need to do something huge to change your life. Sometimes, just being honest with what's rising inside you right now is enough to begin a whole new journey. This is no longer the time to ask others, "What should I do?" or "Do you think I should keep going?" It's the time to ask yourself with kindness and love, "What is my soul whispering to me? And do I have the courage to listen?" You might find that shallow conversations no longer interest you, that you no longer feel the need to keep up a perfect image. And you may start to miss the older versions of yourself, the ones who once dreamed of living freely, being real, and being loved without having to trade parts of who you are. If your heart is feeling something here is so true, as you hear these words, know that you are being guided by the universe. Not back to your past, but back to the deepest essence of who you've always been. So don't ignore this feeling. Don't rush to cover it up with work, social media, or half-hearted plans. Give yourself a moment of stillness. An afternoon where you turn off your phone, brew a cup of tea, open a window, and just sit with yourself. No judgment, no pressure to fix anything, just listen. And you'll see, the thing you've been searching for has been searching for you all along. If you feel like you're at a turning point in your life, leave a gentle comment that says, "I've heard the call of my soul." That simple line will be your first commitment, soft, yet enough for the universe to begin responding. And if you're still here, still reading these words, I believe you're ready. So prepare yourself a warm cup of tea, find a quiet space, and join me in the next chapter. A chapter where each message is a spiritual map, guiding you back to your inner light. Don't forget to like, follow, and hit the bell to receive the next part. We're just getting started, and you're not alone on this path. 2. The on-time self. When nothing is scattered. Have you ever asked yourself why you understand so many things, sense everything so quickly, yet rarely feel truly fulfilled inside? Gemini, you're not two-faced the way others might label you. You're simply someone living across too many dimensions at once, as if an entire universe is running through your mind, constantly spinning, never staying still. And that's what makes you so unique, but also deeply conflicted. Because while you laugh and interact with the outside world, a part of you quietly withdraws. You connect quickly, read people's hearts deeply, pick up on what's not being said. But sometimes, you get lost in the maze of your own emotions. Inside you there's a sharp mind like lightning, but also a very soft soul one that's been whispering for you to come back home. In these days, while the planets are forming a special energetic axis with Gemini, you might feel yourself becoming too awake and yet incredibly tired. Your mind is analyzing non-stop, responding non-stop, moving non-stop, yet none of it truly nourishes your heart. You're alert, but not alive. You're adaptable, but not connected. And this, right here, is the test the universe is presenting. Can you stop understanding everything just long enough to finally feel yourself? Maybe you've been living by what you know, your reasons, your logic, your plans, your predictions. But are you sure those are the things you really need? Or are you using all that knowledge like a coat to cover up the softness and vulnerability inside? Sometimes what we need most isn't an answer. It's a quiet space to return to ourselves, unscattered, undefended, unafraid. The universe is offering you a mirror, one where you can see yourself, not through someone else's lens, not through any role you've worn, just you raw and honest with what you truly feel. And that is the moment your soul has been waiting for. This is not the time to chase success by someone else's standards. This is the moment to unify your being because the forgotten parts of you are starting to speak up. The parts you pushed aside out of fear of judgment. The parts you hid, thinking they weren't good enough. But that's exactly where your true light has been hiding. Imagine this. What if you could live authentically without needing applause? What if you could speak your feelings without needing validation? What if you could choose your soul's path, even if no one walks it with you? Do you have the courage to live like that? Because sometimes the deepest pain for a Gemini isn't being misunderstood. It's forgetting who you truly are, just to please the world. When you feel the need to be likable, witty, all-knowing, you may lose the most important thing, remembering who you were before you started trying to be what others wanted. And you know what? No one is forcing you to be scattered. That's just an old survival pattern your soul once adopted to adapt in emotionally unsafe environments. But now that the universe is opening a new corridor, you are allowed to return, to unify, and to be reborn from within. Maybe no one else will see that process, but you will feel it like a sacred stillness after a storm. And from that stillness, a fuller, more truthful, deeper version of Gemini will be reborn. So the question now isn't, what will people think if I live my truth? The real question is, do I dare to live honestly, even when no one applauds the real me? Write that question into your heart. Because sometimes, one right question can lead you to an entire life that's true. Part 3. Recognizing your true light, when intellect can no longer hide it. You may know all the answers, but if your heart doesn't nod in agreement, your soul will remain silent. Gemini, you are one of those rare souls blessed with a unique gift. Quick intellect, flexible thinking, and an almost infinite capacity to adapt. You always find a reason behind every event, always have a theory to explain life's chaos, and you've mastered the art of hiding your true emotions behind a charming smile or a clever joke. But sometimes, being too good at adapting and rationalizing means you forget how to truly feel. Have you ever felt exhausted from always needing to understand everything? Always trying to read others so you won't get hurt? Always holding back your emotions because you're afraid of being misunderstood, of being labeled too sensitive or too complicated? Maybe you've felt like you're living as a mirror, reflecting others' feelings, adapting to different environments, bonding with all kinds of people. But in the end, you can't quite recognize your own true face. You're smart, and you know it. But sometimes that very intellect has helped you bury your wounds. Instead of saying, "I'm hurting," you stay silent, smile, and find something interesting to distract yourself. Instead of asking, "What do I need?" you shift the focus to helping others, analyzing their lives, all so you don't have to face your own. Many Geminis live like that for a long time, covering loneliness with half-hearted conversations, replacing emotional pain with new knowledge, and creating a perfect, polished version of themselves, just so no one suspects that they're not okay. But the soul can't be fooled forever. At some point, often when everything seems to be just fine, you begin to feel an inexplicable emptiness. You realize that the beliefs and logic that once brought you comfort no longer give you peace. You realize you don't need more answers. You need light. And light doesn't come from intellect. It comes from facing the truth. That's when strange dreams begin to show up. People from your past, old memories you thought were long gone, may come back. Situations you thought were over might suddenly resurface. not to confuse you, but to give you a chance to see yourself clearly again. This time, through the heart, not the mind. You've come so far using your intellect, but now, only honest emotion can take you further. Gemini, you have the right to be vulnerable. You have the right to say, I don't know. I'm not okay. I feel lost. And here's the miracle. When you dare to speak those words, your true light begins to glow. Softly, honestly, and with deep healing. You don't need to become a smarter, stronger, more impressive version of yourself. You just need to return to your original light, where there are no masks, no expectations, no fear of judgment. Because here's the truth. When you live honestly, you attract honesty. When you remove the mask, you'll see who truly stays. And when your inner light becomes bright enough, you no longer depend on others' approval, love, or recognition. You'll light your own way. The universe is guiding you toward that moment, when light is no longer something you search for outside, but something you choose to awaken from within. So now the question is, will you dare to let go of the old mask and let your true light speak? If you feel this message speaks to your heart, don't hesitate to leave a comment. I'm returning to my true light. Let that be your small but sacred turning point, a quiet promise to yourself. And if you want to continue this journey with me, don't forget to follow the channel and share this video with someone who you believe is also seeking their light. Now go make yourself a warm cup of tea or a strong coffee, because this journey is only just beginning. 4. The ritual of healing. When the soul needs to rest. Not every step needs to be a run. Some steps only ask you to stand still and breathe. Gemini, you've come a long way. No one truly sees how much you've had to fight inside because you're good at hiding it. You smile. You stay busy. You bring joy and light to everyone around you. But deep down, you know, there's a part of you that's tired. And the strange thing is, it's not your body that's tired. It's your soul. The universe is inviting you to pause not because you've failed, but because you've gone too far without ever being fully heard. You can begin this gentle ritual with something simple. Turn off your phone notifications, silence the outside world, and just sit still for a moment. Not to meditate, not to force positive thinking, just to sit and breathe. Because sometimes, only when we're quiet enough, do the whispers of the soul feel safe to rise. Have you been having repeating dreams lately? Do you suddenly find yourself remembering someone who left your life long ago? Do you feel a vague sense of déjà vu, like something that already happened once before? These are not coincidences. They are signs that your healing has begun. Your soul is sending old memories back, not to punish you or stir regret, but to let you know it's time to close the old chapter, gently and with love. You don't have to forgive if you're not ready. You don't have to let go if the pain still lingers. You just need to be with yourself, the way a true friend would be. Listen to your heart without judgment. If someone comes to mind, silently send them a wish of peace. If something keeps weighing on you, write it down, fold it like an unsent letter, and let that be enough. This is not just healing. This is a ritual of transformation. Gemini, you can't move into a new chapter if your hands are still holding on to the last. And sometimes, letting go doesn't need to be dramatic. It happens in the smallest moments. When you exhale deeply and realize how long you've been holding your breath. When you cry to an old song, but this time the tears feel softer, not sharp. When you stop Googling, why did they leave? And start asking yourself, how do I want to live from here on? You are standing before an energetic doorway, and the only thing keeping you from stepping through it is whatever you haven't yet dared to release. Let this ritual be the moment you choose. To let go without resentment, to remember without guilt, and to walk forward without waiting for anyone to return. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to understand everything to be forgiven. You just need the courage to face yourself today. Gemini, you once used intellect to protect yourself, but now healing comes from the courage to feel. And to feel is a sacred act. So if you can place your hand on your heart, close your eyes for a few seconds, and ask, what part of me has been waiting to be heard, but I've been ignoring it? Don't rush to answer. Just listen, because it is in that sacred silence that your soul is rewriting a new chapter, one that is gentler, more honest, and finally, free. If something stirred inside you while reading this, don't keep it to yourself. Leave a comment below as a small ritual of your own. I am healing, and I am ready to release the old chapter. You are not alone on this path, and if you want to continue this journey with me, don't forget to like, follow the channel, and share this video with someone who may need a whisper from the universe. Make yourself a warm cup of tea, and keep listening, because the next part is when your soul finally chooses itself. 5. Soul Pledge and Choice. When Gemini becomes the guide, you weren't born just to speak. You were born to awaken the soul memory of an entire generation. Gemini, if you're still here, quietly listening to every heartbeat of this journey, then I believe one thing: you're no longer the same person you once were. Not because you've completely changed, but because you've started to remember who you really are. You're not just a zodiac sign with two faces. You are the bridge between intellect and emotion, between logic and intuition, between knowledge and soul. You were born to deliver messages, but don't confuse that with needing to please everyone. You're not here to simply tell stories. You're here to awaken souls who are living someone else's life, to awaken those who have trapped themselves in outdated roles, and most of all, to awaken yourself. Do you remember, at the beginning of this journey, when I told you that a quiet cosmic calling was sounding? That wasn't imagination. Everything you've been feeling lately, the chaos, the inner conflicts, the delays, the unopened doors, they all have a reason. They didn't come to punish you. They came to transform you, and to place you exactly where you belong, not living to be accepted, but living to become yourself. Your mission isn't to be liked. It's to speak the truth, even if not everyone understands it right away. You're Gemini, the keeper of words, but now you're learning a deeper language, the language of the soul. So don't be surprised if lately you felt the need to go silent, to slow down, to write, to listen to old music, to read things you once ignored, to question the very path you're on. That's not being lost. That's soul realignment. You are being called to choose, not between A or B, but between continuing the old path just to stay safe, or beginning the real one, even if it means walking alone for a while. Remember, the guide is often the one who steps forward first, not because they are the most skilled, but because they are the most courageous. And now, if you're ready, I invite you to perform a quiet soul oath. No one else needs to witness it. Just you with yourself. Place your hand over your heart. Take a deep breath, and silently repeat within, I choose myself. Not for anyone else. Not waiting for approval. Simply because I deserve to be fully me. The universe will hear it. And here's the miracle. Only when you choose yourself do the right opportunities, people, and resources begin to move toward you. You may still feel fear, you may still doubt, but what you must not do is return to the old version of you. Gemini, you are no longer the seeker. You are the guide, and the world desperately needs your light. Not a flashy light to impress, but a warm, steady one quiet enough to illuminate the path for those still lost. If your heart stirred as you read this, leave a comment below as a quiet yet powerful declaration. I choose myself fully. That will be a signal for other souls searching for the same answer. And if this video felt like a divine whisper arriving at just the right time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this journey with someone you know is about to step through a major doorway in their life. Gemini's journey doesn't end here. It only begins from the moment you finally choose to return to yourself. You see, this astrological journey isn't just about the first 2 days of August. It's a mirror reflecting back to you, showing the forgotten parts of your soul, the dreams you never named, and the soul-level choices that have been waiting for you to arrive. Perhaps the deepest message the universe wants to send to Gemini right now is this: truth, light, and freedom only come when you dare to face yourself without running away. Don't wait for the perfect sign. Don't wait until you feel ready. Because sometimes, the moment you simply begin, everything in the universe starts to shift with you. Carry today's message into your real life. Listen to your inner voice before you listen to the noise outside. Dare to walk away from what no longer nourishes you, even if it once felt like home, and have the courage to declare, I deserve to live in alignment with my purest self. If this journey has touched your heart, leave a comment below with this sacred affirmation: I choose myself fully. Let that be your message to your own soul, and a thread of connection to others walking the same path. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you feel it could bring light to someone who's still searching for a sign. I'll be back with more videos soon, with more messages of astrology, healing, and soul awakening. Until then, I'll see you on the path back to your truest light.